Hello and welcome back to Road to 2000. Today I'm going to show you two recap games from Lichess, so not on the main account. Like I said, I want to do some practicing before continuing on chess.com. Let's hop right into the game. We have e4, c5, so a Sicilian defense. And just as an info, opponent is rated 1880. So let's look at this game. We got an Elo pin. I play my standard stuff against the Alapin. We bring the knight. He brings the bishop. Knight back. And then here I play d5. If I play d5, d6, there's not that big of a difference. The only thing that makes d5 more interesting for me is that if he doesn't take, then I have the center, which actually happened. So we have one center pawn at least, and we basically transpose into some other Alapin lines. I bring out the bishop. He brings his bishop, and then here I started pinning the knight. I want to like easily castle, and I mean going for the dragon here is not gonna work. Here I had to like look at it a bit, and then I mean he retreated his bishop, so I could take it out, and this is no longer a threat after moving the knight. And here I paused a bit, and I thought I had a tactic here. Take the pawn here, and I'm hitting the queen with check, I'm hitting the knight with check, and this bishop is only guarded by the knight. So I go for this, and I get this move, the check. Turns out this tactic is completely fine, and I just missed the follow-up move, which is b5. After that, queen is hit, knight is hit, and so on. So after b5, what does he even do? If he goes for something like, he can't even take with knight, what am I saying? Like he can't take with queen, I take with the knight. So basically he has to go back, and we just take here, and we grab the bishop. It would have been an amazing tactic. Otherwise, you can take with the knight, and then we take the queen, and after he takes here, we take here. And engine-wise, this is already, I think, quite good looking for black here. It's minus 2.3, 2.7 even. So we're standing great here. We can still castle. Material-wise, we're pretty much equal, I think. I'm just up a pawn, I think. Yeah, we're up one pawn, but the position is a lot better, and this pawn is also weak, so he needs to spend time defending. And this pawn is weak too, so he's gonna lose one of the pawns eventually. So he's down two pawns, basically. Game went on. I did not see that. I played queen d7, which is a blunder. He trades, I lose my knight, and I'm down a piece for two pawns. Game goes on. I didn't want to resign here. There's a lot to play for still. I bring the knight, just threatening rook and pawn here. I push my pawns, and then it gets a bit interesting. There's a pin. So I got a bit creative. He counterattacks my knight. I take the pawn, and then I take the knight. I see that this knight here doesn't have too many squares to go to. If you look at it, this doesn't work. He only has basically this square to go to. Everything else is protected. So if we check here, where does he go? I hit the knight, he gives a check, and then he goes here. And I see, okay, this knight is still not really safe. And this rook is also not protected, so we need to reach this square with the rook. I go f6, he takes here. I decided to take the bishop because this knight is still not moving. Apparently it's better here to take the knight with the rook. I looked it up with the engine. I can rev it up again. Actually, playing f6 from the start was not a good move. I should have just went hd8, he takes, I take, and this knight is still pinned. So in the end we're down in exchange, but we have a few pawns in compensation. So this was a blunder. He takes, I take here. And now he comes back with the knight, which was his losing mistake. In that sense, he just gives up the knight again. So again, we're up a few pawns. We have one very advanced pawn here. He trades even more, and I think that was just not the way to go. He brings his king, and then instead of trying to go for my pawn, he wants this pawn instead. He moves the rook, and then already I trade here, and I mean, that's already it. What is he gonna do? He resigns here. To 2 passers versus 3 pawns on 4. There's nothing you can do basically. So that was a cool game. I managed to come down being down a piece. So very cool. And then I want to share another game, this one here. It's the first time I ever played a 2000 in Rapid, like normal rated on Lichess. So my first 2000, I'm rated 1908 here, and he's rated 2024. Let's see how the game goes. We get e4, d6, so the peers. I play d4, and I wanted to go for the standard trap. Forgot the name already, but like, if anyone remembers this trap, it goes like this, and then you go like this, and then you push like this, and if they take the pawn, they're already in a bit of trouble, I think. And the losing mistake is usually when they trade queens. Because if this knight, let's say this knight goes, wait, what was the winning move here? They need to go to d7, and then you push. If they go anywhere else, and people really like to go here, then you play knight d5, and you're threatening this fork. And if they're not careful, they even get checkmated here, which happened a few times already. So yeah, interesting trap. I'm not too deep into it, so I need to look it up again. Didn't even happen. We get this setup. I go f4. He brings the queen out very early, which I found interesting. Maybe he wants to go for something like this, which I actually allowed. He also went for that, but then decided not to take at all. He plays very passively here, in my opinion. Like, he prepares castling, but also there's 2 bishops and a knight, and probably soon a rook staring at his king side. So super dangerous, in my opinion. I castle. He wants to take out this bishop. I want to take out his bishop, because if this bishop is gone, there's not a single piece defending this area of the board, except the rook. Like, there's 1 rook here in the end. So he doesn't take. I bring my second knight. I maneuver all my pieces towards the attack, basically. He brings the knight out here. Also, slow move. And here decided to sacrifice. I went with knight f6 check. And I mean, when I looked up the engine, this is still good. It's not a perfect move. It's a bit inaccurate, I think. Not sure. I think it's inaccurate. It said that in the analysis I did, there's a better move here, but now that I look at it with let's increase the search time a bit and the lines. Yeah, so bishop takes e7 first, way better here. It's actually +8 apparently, if we let the engine think a bit. I don't see the follow-up though. Apparently just go to g5. You have some threats here. I'll have a look at this later. I played this, took with the pawn, threatened the rook, and now I completely missed an idea here, which is completely crushing for white. We can take, they take, and then we take here, and this is, I mean, what is this king doing? He's almost getting mated, so he needs to move again. And then you have a bunch of checks and like threats. There is a lot going on here. Would have been an absolutely winning position, but I missed that. Like, you go here, he goes down and stuff like that. There's a lot happening. But yeah, I didn't see that. I took the bishop out. This is still, in my opinion, a very good position. Look at this king. I decided to kind of lock in the queen, not allowing her to go back where she was before. So now she's inside this area where my rook and queen and knight are all guarding. So he tries to defend. I lift my rook. He moves the king, obviously trying to avoid this check, which runs into the next tactic though, rook h3. He tries to hit the queen, get me off this diagonal so I can't checkmate here. Doesn't work. He takes. He comes with the knight. And then here I wanted just to bring my rook. I missed that this pawn is hanging. At this point, it's so winning though that it didn't matter. I moved my queen. He needs to move the knight again. I give a check, and black resigned here because either you take with the rook, you go down even more material, and your king is super dead, or you go here, you just get mated. So yeah, that was 2 very cool games in my opinion, which I really like to play. In terms of my break from the road to 2000, I think it's doing me well. I'm spending some time just studying chess, but I'm also quite busy with uni now, so I'm sorry if the video frequency is gonna get lower and lower. the next few days. It's a bit stressful with uni and work at the same time. I'll try my best to keep doing a bit of entertaining content. And there's 2 videos coming. One is like a game show again, like with Red Panda. And the other one is also with Red Panda, actually. So if anyone's curious what it is, then check out his Discord. I announced it there. And it should be coming in 1 or 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.